Hi guys, today's title is Guilty or Not, and the thesis is Sir Lancelot responsible for King Arthur's death? But before we ask this question, we need to know the answer to who is Sir Lancelot and what he did during his life. As we see the first picture, Sir Lancelot obviously is a knight. More specifically, he is a knight of King Arthur's Round Table, and he is known to be the best knight of his time. He is famous for his affair with Guinevere, the queen of King Arthur. The early life of Sir Lancelot. Sir Lancelot is the son of King Ban and his wife Helene, also known as Elaine in several other versions. But King Ban was pursued by some of his enemies. Thus, Sir Lancelot was sent to the Lady of the Lake to be raised there. Thus, Lancelot's last name, Du Lake, means of the lake, because his foster mother is the Lady of the Lake. The Lady of the Lake is one of the three magical beings that often appears in Arthurian legends, including the Lady of the Lake, Merlin, and Morgan Le Fay. She also raises two of Lancelot's cousins, Sir Bors and Sir Lionel, who would accompany him to be part of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. She helps Lancelot in tough situations later on in several quests, but she is most famous for handing King Arthur Excalibur. Some versions she directly hands it to King Arthur, some other versions she gives it to Merlin so he can give it to King Arthur later on. Moreover, when Sir Lancelot is 15 years old, he leaves the Lady of the Lake and starts to have his own adventures. He is known as the White Knight because, as we go back to the first picture, his armor is purely white. He also has a cape and a horse that is white. And his horse, his cape, and his Arthur, they were all provided to him by the Lady of the Lake. And with this title of being the White Knight, he goes to King Arthur's castle. There he meets Queen Guinevere. At the moment he sees Queen Guinevere, he falls in love with her, and she falls in love with him, and thus their affair starts with love at first sight. Soon he is knighted to be king under Sir Gawain, who is also a knight of the King Arthur's Round Table. And one of his more famous adventures is when he saves Queen Guinevere from King Arthur's enemy, Megnet. And another adventure would be at the Dolorous Guard. This place is a castle with 3 different walls. The first wall has 10 soldiers, second wall also has 10 soldiers, but the third wall has the famous Copper Knight. At the first day, Sir Lancelot tries to defeat the 10 knights in the first wall. However, he only managed to defeat 5, which were quickly replaced the next day. So a damsel from the Lady of the Lake helps him with 3 different shields. The first shield has 1 banner, giving him the strength of 2 men. The second shield has 2 banners, giving him the strength of 3 men. And the final shield with 3 banners gave him the strength of 4 men. With the help of these shields, he manages to defeat all 20 soldiers of the wall. But then the Copper Knight was nowhere to be found. Anyways, he continues on inside the castle, and he sees a stone tablet. The castle has a prophecy that the best knight of the world can lift the tablet, and Sir Lancelot happens to be the best knight of the world. And under the tablet it explains how the best knight in the world's name is Lancelot, thus Sir Lancelot was known to be Lancelot. However, this is contrary to Sir Lancelot's birth name, which is Galahad, which was given to him by King Ban, his father. And even though he found out his own name to be used is Lancelot, he continues as a White Knight. So other people, like Sir Gawain, tries to find the identity of the White Knight, even though the White Knight knows that his name is Lancelot. And as he goes on many different quests and King Arthur leaves the country more and more often, his affair with Queen Guinevere intensifies. Nobody suspected a thing until the jousting matches between King Arthur and Galahad caused people to suspect Lancelot and Guinevere's affair. More specifically, Lancelot refused the favors of some people, but when these people asked Queen Guinevere to ask Sir Lancelot to do the same favor, he never refused. Thus, they thought they had a special relationship, which happened to be an affair. This was okay until Lancelot goes to Corbinic, which was a region. By this time, Lancelot is known to be the best knight in the world, and he saves many damsels in distress. However, at Corbinic he does something special. He slays a dragon. And the Corbinic's king, King Pell, had a daughter named Elaine. And the famous story of Lancelot and Elaine occurs at Corbinic. In many versions, Elaine misunderstands Lancelot's feelings for her, as she helps Lancelot in the jousting match, and she tends to his wounds. She expresses her love to him, but he refuses, and she refuses to take another lover, and soon after that, she mysteriously dies. Before she dies, she wanted her body to be sent to King Arthur's castle through a boat, and on the boat there was a letter written by Elaine explaining the situation. This caused Sir Lancelot to be in a very complicated situation. However, different versions show how Elaine tricked Sir Lancelot to sleeping with her with a potion given to her by a servant. The potion made Elaine look like Queen Guinevere. And here, she becomes pregnant with his son, who is later known to be Sir Galahad. Now, even until then, when the affair with Sir Lancelot and Elaine happened, it was okay because Queen Guinevere did not know. However, when King Pell went to visit King Arthur, Elaine and her son, Galahad, will accompany King Pell. There, Guinevere finds out about the past affair between Sir Lancelot and Elaine. She gets angry and refuses to communicate with Sir Lancelot. Heartbroken, Lancelot gets mad. Not angry mad, but he becomes crazy. He strips naked and starts running around the garden of King Arthur for 2 years. He is later cured by Elaine after being shown the Holy Grail, and returns to being a knight for King Arthur. But how is all this related to the death of King Arthur? And how does this answer my thesis, is Sir Lancelot related to King Arthur's death, or responsible for King Arthur's death? King Arthur dies at the Battle of Camlan, which occurs in Cornwall, southern part of England, more specifically in Slaughter-Bridge, which to this day has this sign that claims that most experts find the Battle of Camlan to have occurred here, and this is where King Arthur suffered a mortal wound. The person who gave him this wound is Mordred, Sir King Arthur's half-son and nephew, because Sir Mordred is the son of King Arthur and King Arthur's sister. He originally started out as a knight of King Arthur's Round Table as well. However, he betrays King Arthur after the constant persuasion of Morgan Le Fay and the mistreatment of Merlin and other fellow knights. Therefore, to answer my thesis question, I find Sir Lancelot not guilty for the death of King Arthur because Lancelot's affair with Queen Guinevere was one of the reasons some experts claim that Mordred betrayed King Arthur. However, the evidence isn't very substantial. Thank you.